Well, welcome back into the studio and the making of my first zine. I call it Quirky because for me, I think it's a little quirky. So you might be asking, what is a zine? Well, a zine is a mini magazine where it focuses on a topic, a theme, possibly a style. So my topic is why becoming a grandmother for the first time makes me, well, special. At least in my own mind. The time for me couldn't have been better because my daughter, well, it wasn't really perfect for her, but for me, it was really perfect. With COVID and all, I think that would be a hard time to be pregnant, but really it has made the impact of COVID on me a little less abrupt and intrusive, and it really made me focus on a hopeful future. And it was also during this time that I was like, okay, I gotta get things together. I've got a granddaughter coming. So really, it was kind of fun. I've never made a zine. I've always wanted to. And it was kind of like a culmination of a lot of different things happening at the same time. So the college collage fodder stuff happened, and I had just a few weeks ago had made my first paper dolls, and so it was just perfect timing. And so it kind of all came together beautifully in its own little way. So I welcome you to the making of my first zine, which is a little out there for me, but it was so much fun. I enjoyed it. It was an opportunity for me to just really let loose and not really have any kind of idea in my mind except for what my topic was going to be, but it just kind of all came together of its own accord. Okay, so the first thing I'm doing is I'm putting down some gesso just on one side of the 17 by 14 sheet, and I'm doing that with a coarse boarhead bristle brush. And now, using a brayer, I'm going to lay down some paint. I'm using the brayer just because I want it to be real organic, and I'm not going to make decisions about where that paint's going to go down. It's just going to go down randomly. And then I'm going to come in with a different paint color and using some clothespins, just do some mark making with that color. Right, I have pulled out some fodder. Some of these were things given to me by artist friends, and I'm going to cut some of these out, rip some of these up, and decoupage them down onto the surface of my page.
a little bit. Oh, there must be gold on those lips and honey on those fingertips. Can you imagine us two out in the woods?
So now I'm going to come back in with some paint and kind of pump up the volume. I'm bringing in a towel to push some of that back, so it's kind of got a wispy feel to it, smoothing out some edges.
Good luck, give me the courage to ask for more. Oh, there must be.
I like to rotate my work as I'm doing things like this because I don't want it to look lopsided, like it's only coming from one direction, especially something like this where it's going to become pages that are going to be manipulated in different from different perspectives.
Best ones they've ever heard about.
Alright, so now I'm going to pull in some archival ink and an old stencil and just get some letters just randomly put across the page.
Oh, there must be gold on those lips and honey on those fingertips. I promise you. Oh, there must be gold on those lips and honey on those fingertips. I promise you, promise you. I promise you.
And I've chosen to come in with my brayer and some white gesso just to bring everything kind of into a cohesive level, because this really is going to be my background and not my focal. So I just want to tone it down a little bit, but in the process, what I've done is I've really highlighted a lot of the texture, and it is scrumptious, if I do say so myself.
Smile, your style so fly. My, oh my. As time stood still, I got the urge to steal a kiss, and so I did. Now I'm embarrassed, but just a little bit. Oh, there must be gold on those lips and honey on those fingertips.
A little gold paint pen and a little pump up the volume of that Naples yellow. Yeah, yummy.
And us two out in the woods in a big old house. We'd pass our days on.
So this is a 17 by 14 piece of paper. We want to fold it in half horizontally. So unused edge into each other. So we're leaving the design work to the outside and folding it in half. Now I have some thickness here. This is on mixed media paper, so I do need a little help to get that into a nice fold. So once that is folded, I'm going to open it up, turn it onto the vertical, and fold it in half again. Again, using a bone folder or whatever you have to get that to nicely crease is very important, especially because I have some texture in here, not a lot, but enough that it's gonna be kind of tricky to fold. So then we're gonna open that back up, and with it on the vertical, I'm going to fold into the center line on each end. Again, making sure that crease is nice and crisp with a bone folder helps. Oh, here I'm just reestablishing all those folds so they're really nice and easy. So now that all the folds are established, we're gonna fold it in half vertically, but with our design side in. And then we are going to, from the folded edge, cut up to the first line. But that's as far as we're gonna go. We're just gonna cut from the folded edge up to that first folded line. And I've gotta say, I learned this from Denise Lush. So I'll put a little iCard above to her channel. All right, so now we're going to refold it on the horizontal, and we're going to push to the center from each side, kind of making a mouth opening and closing until it comes into the center and kind of makes a star. We're going to take the star point facing us and push it to the star point on our right, and push both of them to the back point. This leaves one to the left and 3 stacked upon each other. Reestablish the folds and then bring the left point to the back of the stack of all the other points. All right, now she's ready to start putting all the fun stuff together. Now I know that was probably a handful to digest. It took me a while to figure out an easy way to describe what we needed to do. So you may need to pause that and replay to get that all down pat. All right, so I took an old children's book and found some grandmotherly like images, and I cut those out along with some words. I have a few pieces of tea bags here, and I'm gonna start decoupaging down onto my cover.
Floating around. Oh, since I met you, I feel unbreakable. Oh, I can take it all. Wish me good luck. Give me the courage to ask for more. Oh, there must be gold on those lips and honey on those fingertips. Oh, we could be birds, discovering the world, the best ones they've ever heard about.
So this is one of the paper dolls I had talked to you about. I had participated in Wendy Solganic's fodder challenge, and these are based off of the class that Megan Whisner Quinlan had taught.
Oh, there must be gold on those lips and honey on those fingertips. I promise you, oh, there must be gold on those lips and honey on those fingertips. I promise you, I promise you.
So here I'm kind of altering one of the grandmotherly images holding the little girl, and I'm gonna paper doll them a little bit, give them a little spice, and these paper dolls are so much fun. If you have a chance, I would definitely check out Wendy Solganic, is also known as Willow Wonders on Instagram, and she has the fodder challenge class, and I think it's going to become something bigger. Let's hope so, because this was just all the teachers involved were just incredible. So it was just a lot of fun, and I decided to apply it to this because this image just needed a little spicing up a little bit, I think.
Must be gold on those lips and honey on those fingertips.
You know, I don't do much with my own handwriting, but I chose to do that in here because I plan to give this little zine to my granddaughter June once she's born. And I thought it was important to have my own handwriting in here. Now you're gonna see here, I do make a little boo-boo, but you know, all's good. Easy to fix. I didn't stress about it.
Oh, there must be gold on those lips and honey on those fingertips. I promise you, promise you. Oh, there must be gold on those lips and honey on those fingertips. I promise you, promise you. I promise you. I wanna jump around when I think about yesterday. Your smile, your style so fly, my oh my. As time stood still, I got the urge to steal a kiss, and so I did. Now I'm embarrassed, but just a little bit.